We talked about the American Revolution, but we didn't talk about the role that women had during the American Revolution. It has been pointed out by women historians recently that contributions of working class women in the American Revolution have been mostly ignored. Unlike the genteel wives of the leaders, Margaret Corbin, called Dirty Kate, Deborah Sampson Garnett, and Molly Pitcher were rough lower class women, prettified into ladies by historians, while poor women in the last years of fighting went to army encampments. They helped and fought. They were represented later as prostitutes. Whereas Martha Washington was given a special place in the history books for visiting her husband at Valley Forge. Martha Washington, George Washington's wife. Why do they do this? Why don't they just write it for what it was? At what point when they're documenting history are they like, yeah, I mean, they were fighting with us and they were helping us, but like, let's make them out to be prostitutes. Like, why? That doesn't even make any sense. Abigail Adams, even before the Declaration of Independence in March of 1776, wrote to her husband, "In the new code of laws, which I suppose it will be necessary for you to make, I desire you would remember the ladies and be more generous to them than your ancestors. Do not put such unlimited power in the hands of husbands. Remember, all men would be tyrants if they could. If particular care and attention are not paid to the ladies, we are determined to foment a rebellion and will not hold ourselves bound to obey the laws in which we have no voice of representation." Period. Now, in my mind, I'm like, was she talking about black women too, or was she just talking about the rich white people? The rich white women? I don't know. Probably not. She probably was not thinking about black women at all. Jefferson underscored his phrase, "all men are created equal," by his statement that American women would be too wise to wrinkle their foreheads with politics. And after the Revolution, none of the new state constitutions granted women the right to vote. Listen to this. Except for New Jersey. And that state rescinded the right in 1807. New Jersey almost had a right, and they said, never mind. New York's constitution specifically disenfranchised women by using the word male. While perhaps 90% of the white male population were literate around 1750, only 40% of the women were. Working class women had little means of communicating and no means of recording whatever sentiments of rebelliousness they may have felt at their subordination.